This is the Sports Timeout Podcast with Jordan Atkins, Dr. DePoe, and your host, Wes.
Time again, everyone. Welcome to the Sports Timeout Podcast, brought to you by Blondie's Woodfire Wheelhouse Food Truck and Kraken Cajun Seafood House in Joplin. Find them on Facebook. Just search for Blondie's Woodfire Wheelhouse if you're in the mood for some pizza, or Kraken Cajun Seafood House if you're looking for some fresh Cajun. Wes Underwood, back with my partner in crime, Tony, and how are you, sir? Are you ready to go here?
Yes, sir, man. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. Ready for the weekend, that's for sure. Football's a-coming.
Yes, sir.
But first up, we'll go ahead and start off in the MLB, and this is the final week for Salvi. He will have 3 days left this week to break the Royals record. On Wednesday, he tied the Royals record at 48 with Jorge Soler, now an Atlanta Brave, with 12 home runs since he's got there. And then with that home run, he also held a 2-run lead for homers in the MLB. And a few days earlier, he broke Johnny Bench's record with a home run number 47, becoming the only catcher in MLB history with 47, now 48 and 49 respectively, home runs in a season. Look, I know we're getting tired of this, but he needs to be in the MVP talks. I don't care if he isn't on a current winning team or not. Y'all snubbed him at the home run derby. The dude did not get acknowledged one bit. He got ignored. He should have been in a home run derby a while ago. I'm tired of the small market bull, but if them making it to the 2014 World Series and losing by 1 game, then winning the 2015 World Series, I mean, did you not see record-breaking crowds and whatnot? Unbelievable sight. We're in the heartland. We're in Missouri. We got tons of people around who are closet Royals fans, and they come out whenever the team's doing good. I kind of get upset about that every now and then, but it's time to get off my horse, and sorry, Tony, we'll move on now. What are your thoughts here? You think he should be in?
Yeah, man. I mean, just based off his performance this year, there's literally no reason why he wouldn't be. I'm not a huge baseball guy, but if he's tying the record and may possibly break the record, that to me is more than enough. Like,
he's leading the MLB in home runs.
Well, it's like Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook was, in the MVP talks whenever he had all those triple doubles. A few years back. I see it as a very similar case. Obviously, it's a different sport, but yeah, I mean, he
good comparison.
Didn't he win it that year?
Believe so.
He won it based off his solo performance, and obviously, like you said, obviously the team's not doing very well, but him himself, he's balling out.
Yeah.
There's no reason why he shouldn't win it, or at least be talked about.
I did hear he's in the top 10 of candidates in the AL, and he's at number 9. I'm glad he's not in last, but I do believe he's doing better than Shohei Ohtani. What Shohei has done has been awesome, but come on, look at the age of Salvi. Look at the team he's got, and look at the people he's got surrounding him. The dude is pretty much the team right now.
He's like fine wine, gets better with age.
Yeah, no joke. Continuing in the MLB, Cardinals dominate into the postseason as they won 17 in a row, and on Wednesday this week, they ended the streak the day after clinching the postseason as a wild card. So, now, listen up. I'm going to flat out say it. I fully believe the Cardinals will not make the World Series. They got hot at the right time, and now they will fizzle out. I love both teams in Missouri, but I have seen too much inconsistency in the locker room, and it starts with Coach Schilt. I've seen the fan base not like him really much this year and over the last couple seasons. The guy has looked foolish this year. I'll admit it, and I've seen that as well. I mean, they were 44 and 45 at the All-Star break. Then 71 and 68 until the winning streak. Yeah, they did great. But you get the Cubs to finish out the year. That's not much of a team right now. I think the Giants and Dodgers and Brewers are all way better. And I do. I hope they can prove me wrong. But I just don't see them getting past the Giants or the Dodgers. They already have over 100-plus wins. Tony, what do you think here? Same or?
It's professional sports. They get paid a lot of money to perform. And anything can happen. You watch, like, for example, this year, whenever the Lakers were playing, everybody thought the Lakers were going to win the whole thing. It didn't happen,
Didn't.
Teams can step up and play very good. I don't know anything regarding the coaching situation, but it's baseball. Anything can happen. Mistakes happen. Refs make bad calls.
Yeah.
Who would have thought last year that the Buccaneers were actually going to win it? They had an average record for the people that made the playoffs, and
they did.
So it's professional sports. Anything can happen. They're not the favorites to win it, maybe, but I think that they have a very good chance.
And you know what happened to the Lakers there, right?
What's that?
Inconsistency. They did not gel. They put a team together they thought would win. The guys didn't gel well together. Then they got hurt at different times, and then come season's end, it was a train wreck.
Yeah.
So
but like you said, they got hot at the very end of the season, and who knows? Maybe that's all the motivation they need to keep it going.
It's true. It could happen. We're going to switch gears over to the NFL. Tom Brady back to Gillette. What are your thoughts here? I'm thinking it's overhyped. Lots of weird stories coming out this week. One about Brady and Coach Bill saying their goodbyes in a text or over the phone, which I mean is very Belichick if you ask me. But I think this will be a fun game to see, but nothing spectacular in my mind. Do you agree, or do you think it is what it is?
Man, I personally think that Tom and Coach Belichick actually hate each other.
Yeah.
I don't think they show it because they're both professionals and don't obviously want to make it a bigger deal than what it is, but I honestly don't think they really like each other. I don't even think they liked each other the last few seasons that they played with one another.
Does anybody really like Tom Brady?
I like Tom Brady.
Yeah? Would you give him a high five or would you leave him hanging?
I would definitely give him a high five. People don't like Tom Brady, but I like him. He's passionate. He's a competitor.
I respect what he's done. Yes. He is a competitor. He is very passionate. I do not like how he showboats.
What do you mean?
I do not like how he showboats. Yes, you got the 7th ring. Cool. Uh-huh. Good for you. But then you go out and party, and then now we come to find out he got COVID after that party, but didn't tell anybody about it.
Well, would you?
I would let people know. I'd let my teammates know, and I don't know how that didn't hit the media.
Well, I'm sure the teammates knew, but they want to keep it under the wraps.
I don't know. I just don't like his showboativeness. I love everything he's done. I respect the guy to death. He's the only one to do it. But
yeah, well, there's other players like I don't know if you remember, but Travis Kelce after they won the Super Bowl.
And sometimes us Chiefs fans, we get mad at him too. We really do because his penalties cost a lot of yards. At one point, you caught me saying get rid of him, but I'm glad he stayed.
He's matured.
He's still cocky, but once he shaved that beard, now he's got the creeper stash there. He's matured, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, well, going back to Tom Brady, going back to Gillette, man, I think the Buccaneers should. I don't know. I would say the Buccaneers should, beat them pretty bad, and Tom Brady's just gonna, stick it to Bill Belichick. But ultimately, I'm excited to watch the game.
All right. Yeah, me too. A guy that used to play with Tom Brady, Chiefs grab him, Josh Gordon. I love it. It's a guy who can burn you if you leave him open. Great hands, great feet, awesome distraction. Looked good in practice this week from the little tidbits we've seen. Hasn't really lost his feet there either, so I like it. Since Pringle and Robinson aren't producing, other teams know the ball won't go to them when Patrick Mahomes goes deep. So I love the signing. I think it will allow Kelce, Hill, and Hardman to get open, and when teams forget it, it will open the door for Gordon, and he'll have a touchdown, burn you down the field, or he's going to get a big first down. So I really love this signing, and Coach Reed in the locker room there in Kansas City with Matthew and some other trouble guys in there, good fit.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all, but I don't think their offense is the issue.
No,
I think
it is the defense.
It's the defense, and
Jamie Collins, by the way, from Detroit, free agent. Chiefs are knocking at that door, even though I've seen posts saying that they're not interested. I've heard from some other sources too that they are. So keep watching out there, but go ahead.
Well, I mean, even if they got, if they got anybody, absolutely anybody to help out.
No, and everybody's getting hurt.
Yeah, I think Josh Gordon is going to be good for the offense. He's not, but again, it's just the defense. But I don't like the Chiefs, so they should just keep on stacking that offense.
Well, I mean, we do have a couple key guys still out, Willie Gay being one of them. Frank Clark can't stay healthy. I said it a couple years ago. I'm really not a fan of Frank Clark, so you can trade him, do whatever. Tardif for the Chiefs, he's on the trade block. I see him going to the Bears soon. He's on the offense, so maybe the Bears will ship someone over on defense. Who knows? Lots to look out for. Things happening. Speaking of defense, Sherman to the Bucks. I mean, thoughts? I'll go ahead and give mine here. Sure, why not? Why not? He's a high risk for me. The dude just getting his life back together after rehab. I would take a little bit more time to sit out, but I guess he's hungry to play some ball, which kudos for him. I said it on the show after the incident happened that if he could get his priorities together, I thought he'd be okay and everything would be fine. Well, here he is, week 4, signing with the Bucks after their first loss. Overall, I do like it. I'll go back on my statements I said earlier on when he had his incidents, but does it mean championship? No. Do you agree here?
Man, I really liked him a few years back. I'm not saying I don't like him now. I'm just saying that he's not the player he was whenever he was.
He wasn't, no.
With Seattle.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if this really makes a big difference to the Bucks or not. I want to see him do good. I think he's a good guy. But ultimately, I wouldn't have added him to the Bucks if I was the GM or the head coach. But
I'm right there with you.
Best luck to him.
Yep, I wish him all the best as well. If he can pull it back together, kudos to him, and he deserves it. He's got a Hall of Fame career in my opinion as well.
Yeah, so. He's definitely one of the better D-backs that I've seen play within the last 10 years. And he has, he's so explosive. Well, was really explosive and very, huge playmaker. So again, maybe him switching to the Bucks. We've seen what Brady has done for AB and for Gronk. Maybe going to Tampa Bay is probably where the washouts go.
Could be, very well could be. We'll talk some washouts here in MMA news as Diaz and Jones uncertain on their futures. Diaz made a return after a long absence and a TKO in the 3rd round. And then John Jones, who just had a fight inducted into the Hall of Fame, got arrested last Friday night. Do you believe either one returns to fighting? Diaz, for the fact that he got dominated, I thought he looked okay, really, after that much of an absence. And now Jones being arrested, I guess we just wait and see on him. But what are your thoughts on this?
Man, John Jones is always getting into trouble. I think deep down he's a good guy. But, he makes stupid mistakes, and I don't know if that has to do, I don't know what his growing up situation was like.
Yeah.
He makes so many stupid mistakes, whether it's drugs or him, being abusive, and that stuff shouldn't be going on. Period.
No.
But if he's going to keep doing stuff like that, it's not good for the sport of MMA.
No.
I think MMA has kind of gone away from that. A lot of people you see fight, they talk trash and whatnot, but but they're really good people for the most part.
Yeah.
As much as people hate certain fighters, that stuff shouldn't be going on, and it's a privilege to be a professional athlete of any sort, and if he has that stuff going on, if this was the NFL, he'd be canned.
Very true.
For example, like what happened with what was it, Ray Rice or Jerry Rice?
Ray Rice.
Ray Rice. He doesn't play no more.
No.
For the
Jerry Rice, though, he's in the Hall of Fame. Never had an issue out of him.
Okay, yeah. I couldn't remember if it was Jerry or Ray, but yeah, that stuff shouldn't be going on. And because really you're an example to a bunch of people, but not just people, but young athletes, children, people that really like the sport. And if we have that stuff going on and there's no consequences for it, people see that.
They do.
And eventually, if they think, I don't know, I just don't think it's a good example.
Yeah.
But Diaz, man, I don't think he should have came back to fight anyways. He's been out of the sport for a while, or at least I wouldn't have fought Lawler.
That could have been a little bit of a mishap on his part.
Yeah, well, they had a really good fight that first time around, and so obviously there was a lot of hype behind it, but I hate seeing. I think the Diaz brothers are both legends of the sport. So I don't, watching them get hurt, just due to age and stuff like that, is unnecessary in my opinion.
What were your thoughts on the other big fight?
Which one are you talking about? The heavyweight championship of the world, the boxing match? Man, it was great. So the guy that won it, his name is Alexander Usyk. I'm a huge fan of his. I'm not a very big fan of Anthony Joshua. The only reason I'm not a big fan of Anthony Joshua is because I feel he's ducked a lot of fighters in the past, like Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. He likes to cherry pick his fighters.
Yeah.
And he cherry picked Alexander Usyk, but Usyk is he's very, very good, and I knew he was really, really good a few years back. He was a cruiserweight, which is right below heavyweight, and he won it there. And he has really good movement. It's very hard to hit simply because he's using his feet, his head, and everything. And it wasn't a super exciting fight because Usyk fought, very, very smart. It's kind of one of the Mayweather fights. So to the casual fan, they would have thought it was a boring fight. I'm a huge boxing fan, and I thought it was, I thought it was great. I thought he embarrassed Anthony Joshua on his home turf. So it was great.
And lastly here, we talk NBA and the unvaccinated player issue. Get no pay if they can't play. And nice play on words there. ESPN on that article. New York and San Francisco will not pay players who choose not to play due to being unvaccinated. Players on the Knicks and the Warriors are kind of being forced to get one. I mean, does this sit well for the NBA to force this? I mean, as we've seen all the other sports just kind of go around it a little bit. Yeah, they still have some slight mandates in the stadiums, but things are kind of getting back to normal as I've been to baseball so far and a few football games, and I mean even high school and little league teams. And not to mention both of these stadiums that they're going to do this at are on private property, so it's really up to the organization. Players are usually wearing masks when out and about, and if most players are vaccinated, which a good chunk of them are, and the others wear masks on the sidelines and into the stadium and out of the stadium and on the bus, I don't see a big deal here. Do you agree with me? Am I wrong?
Man, if people, I just think it's their choice. Whether they want to get vaccinated or not. It's, I respect your right if you want to get vaccinated. I think the fear of possibly losing your life to COVID is very real, and if you feel like that's the case, get vaccinated. Wear your mask. But if you feel the total opposite, it's up to you. I mean, it's your body, your choice. The NBA should be able to recognize that. But it's obviously I'm not in charge. But we'll see how it plays out.
And we now head into the 2-minute warning. Brought to you by 4th Street Bowl in Joplin. Go see Will and his crew and check out the new upgrades also. We will now talk Friday Night Lights and local matchups. And first up, we have 5-0 Joplin heading to Republic tonight. Game time is at 7. This could be a good one. Republic going at them on Twitter here this week saying that they're going to shut down Joplin.
Yeah. I don't see it happening, but but it'd be cool.
We could see, yeah. I mean, either way here. And then 3-2 Webb City will play host to 2-3 Branson tonight for homecoming. I sure hope Webb City rolls in this one tonight. I mean, I got them going to 4-2, but I've been wrong once this year.
Yeah. Same here. I agree exactly what you said. I've also been wrong once this year.
2-3 Carl Junction will play host to 0-5 Neosho. I'm saying it again. I'm going to get it right. I know I will. But in a back-and-forth game, I think Neosho edges it out over a rough Carl Junction.
Yeah. I think this week I'm going to probably... I've been favoring Neosho for a little bit, so I kind of feel a little burnt. But I'm gonna give it to Carl Junction this week.
Okay.
But I can see it being competitive.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And 5-0 Carthage, they will play host to 0-5 Willard. Carthage rolls here also, coming 5-0 on the season. And lastly, 3-2 Seneca will head to 4-1 Nevada. Game is at 7 p.m. This could be a tough one. I'm kind of favoring Seneca here. I think they could pull an upset to Nevada.
Yeah, I think Seneca will pull it through. They have a really good coach over there.
Yeah.
Trent Moeller. He's going to...
A lot of good coaches going over there. I mean, under this new coaching system, they're looking good.
Yeah, and obviously it's his first year as a head coach there.
Yeah.
I can see... Like obviously, this year's not going to be the easiest because he's just introducing the program and what he expects and stuff. But yeah, I can see them being a pretty decent team in the future.
Indeed, same here. And we'll finish out with the local sports update brought to you by Jefferson's. Come join Billy and his crew for happy hour from 3 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. And also, don't forget about kids eating free on Sunday.
Yeah, dude, there are oysters there. Have you had them?
I haven't.
I don't know if you're an oyster guy.
I'd try them. I'll try them.
Man, I get the Cajun oysters there every single time.
I like the Cajun wings, so yeah.
Well, they're only $1 during happy hour.
Okay, so all right. Sounds good to me.
Yeah,
I'd try them out. And with football out of the way, next up we have softball. Webb City will head to Springfield Invite for the next couple of days this weekend, and the rest of the teams will be playing later next week. Schedules vary, so tune into each school's Twitter on that one. Then in volleyball, same thing there for the Eagles, and Webb City will be heading to Carl Junction next Tuesday. Should be a fun rivalry game there. Nothing else really here in sports, though. You got any extra fights or local sports here, Tony?
So, yes, Saturday, October 2nd. So this coming Saturday at Kansas Crossing Casino, they will have boxing and MMA/kickboxing. It will start at 8 p.m. There is a local fighter that I know of. His name is Jody the Iceman Lithicum.
Okay.
He's an explosive fighter. I know him personally. He's a good guy. But he did say that they are running out of tickets, so you better get tickets if you plan on going to the fight soon. So, but you can go to their website and get tickets there. So,
awesome.
Again, this Saturday, October 2nd at 8 p.m. So look out for in the fight where Jody's fighting.
Yeah.
Is a bare knuckle fight.
All right. Old school there.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to make it out to that one. That'll be exciting.
All right, and of course, all these games and fights and other sports are pending to weather, which there's supposed to be a lot of rain and thunderstorms this weekend, and the current and fluid COVID-19 situation. Well, the music is here, and so is the end of another episode for Tony and myself. Have a great, safe, and dry weekend. Enjoy lots of sports and maybe even some rain, getting some rain going on for you. I mean, who doesn't like getting wet? Actually, I really don't. But, kids might. So, have a great weekend. See you next time.